Peace. This is Ty B. Good. We coming back with the fifth film, which is my um, second favorite movie of all time, and that's Heat. Robert De Niro, Al Pacino, and the great Michael Mann co-wrote and direct. I'm gonna go to the scene when they actually met up in the diner. And this film was shot in LA. And at this point, Rob De Niro, which is his character, his name is Neil, his crew is hot. He's already on him. But he respects this man so much that he pulled him over on the interstate and said, "Let's have a cup of coffee." This is police. This is a detective, homicide detective, played by Al Pacino. His name is Vincent. That was his character name, Vincent. So they went back to the diner, sat down, had a coffee, two coffees, and he was just talking to him. They were just kicking it, just like old friends is getting back together and talking about everyday life. But this wasn't the case. This is the police, and this guy's the criminal. So he started off, Al Pacino character started off telling about the dreams he's having, and just things in his personal life, and the job is just overwhelming for him. But he still loves it. He still loves the thrill. He still loves the chase, and everything like that. And he's sharing this with Neil. And as he telling him about this dream, and Neil asks also, which Rob De Niro character, like, well, because he said he was sitting there full of dead people with 8-ball hemorrhages, like gunshot wounds to the head, and they all at the table. And Neil was like, what did they say? Al Pacino, they don't say anything. They just sits there. And then Neil says, so he enters the conversation with his dialogue as well, saying, I have dreams too. I have, and he said what? He said, I have dreams that I'm drowning, and if I don't wake up, I'll die in my sleep. And Al Pacino, character Vincent's like, well, what is that about? He said, I don't know. And he said, well, maybe not having much time. He said, yeah, could be. Doing what you do? He said, yeah. And then he goes back to say, he said, man, listen, we sitting down and having a cup of coffee, me and you, like two regular fellas. And he said, if it comes to you and this poor bastard, basically he's gonna turn, the wife they leaves a widow, and the kids will be, bastards from, if the cop loses his life. He was saying, between you and his wife, brother, you're going down. Then Neil responded and said, okay, it's this flip side to that coin. What if you got me? What if I got you boxed in, and I got to put you down? He said, yeah, we met, had coffee and everything, but he said, I won't hesitate. Not for a second. And he left it as that, basically saying, I'll blow your fucking head off if I have to get to where I gotta go. Now, prior to that, he was saying that the job is what it is, but he was like, I don't know how to do nothing else. And then Neil was like, neither do I. And then Al Pacino said, Vincent, his character Vincent was like, well, I don't want to do anything else but this anyway. And Neil said, neither do I. And the realization of the topic, you have the good guy in some people's eyes and the bad guy in some people's eyes having a conversation about just regular life, regular things that, we go through every day. But this guy is on him. He knows it, but he's so disciplined and careful and visionary that I can have a cup of coffee with you because no matter what, you're not going to get in my way. And that shit just blew me away because it's like, who does that? You would never see the criminal sitting across from the cop. He's not telling on him or his crew. He's basically saying, you will not get in my way. You feel what I'm saying? Then it was another fast forward to that. Neil went to his man who got information, actually paid by John Voight. I forgot his name. Anyway, he used to go to him for information and everything like that. And John Voight was saying that the guy was like, he said Neil, they all over you. They all over everybody else. But he said he loses at night. You know what I'm saying? He loses you. But he said he likes you. This is the cop telling other detectives in the fucking unit that he likes the Rob De Niro character Neil, because how he do this shot, that shot, he's there, he's disciplined. He's just not gonna just, if he feel uncomfortable or he get a sign, he will not move. And as a detective, he like, yo, that's no wonder it's hard to catch y'all because y'all just not no regular criminals. That's why he said, going back to that, he's like, do you see me doing liquor store holder with a Born to Lose tattoo on my chest? He said, no, I do not. He said, then I'm never going back. Because Neil was in prison, I think he was in Folsom in California. The character did like 7, did 3 in a hole. So he knew his background. He had the file. He studied this man's background. And then prior to that, well, fast forward to that, Neil man got Al Pacino's Vincent's background, and he was saying that he blew a guy away in Chicago, so the motherfucking detective ain't nothing to fuck with. He'll definitely push you. Then he was saying that he's on his 3rd marriage. He said, what do you think? He likes to stay home? He said, this is that guy that's out there prowling around at night. You know what I'm saying? Looking for shit. Off the clock. You see what I'm saying? So he was saying you should pass. Now I'm going parallel to my times in the street. And this was like early 90s. It was a cop out there in North. And I'm not going to mention his name, but this motherfucker was a beast. He was crooked as hell. But, he still found a way to take you the fuck in if it served his purpose. Or if you're not paying him or whatever the case may be. So it was a night that they said he was on Irvin Turner with binoculars on, looking at that time, it was this early 90s, it was this real big heroin house. Not a house, like a complex. I think it was like maybe 4-8 apartments bunched in one, right on the corner of Irvin Turner Boulevard in North. And they was killing him in there. They was saying he was across the street with binoculars, I guess looking at the whole transaction or whatever, and maybe he was gonna go to the big people in the morning like, yo, look, I know what the fuck you're doing because I was watching y'all. And I heard some people's from down the hill somewhere, I ain't gonna mention the block neither, came through and lit his ass up. And damn, they almost killed him. They had to airlift him to UND Hospital in North. We used to call that hospital Killer College. That was the trauma center, which they got it's like a school for new doctors, which I never understood why the hell you put them there in a trauma unit, but they do it all around the country. So I mean, we know why, but which is crazy, but it is what it is, I guess. So to parallel back, that's how he was. That's how that cop was, same as Vincent. So Neil man was telling him like, yo, you should pass on this one because he could hit and miss because he's police. He has the luxury of that. You can't miss once because then the force is coming for you. Then it's damn impossible to get up out of that situation. You know what I'm saying? But my second favorite movie, man, I love that movie to death. I probably everybody, not everybody, but most people, saw the film already. But I'm just trying to tell you, different with the two scenes, from my point of view on how the cop versus the criminal. Both respected each other, both willing to take it there, and at the end only one walked away. And I'm not going to tell you that, so people out there who didn't see the film, because I'm pretty sure somebody didn't see the film, so I'm not going to tell you the film, but see that film. It's called Heat by Rob De Niro, Al Pacino, and Val Kilmer's in that too. He's a beast. He's on Neil's team. He's in that too. And Tom Sizemore is another one. He's with Neil's crew. He's in that as well. And Michael Mann is the director and co-writer. So that was my assessment on Heat, my second favorite movie. Like, subscribe, and share. Peace and love. Till the next time, God willing.